I'm Kent, and you're watching Weekend Adventure Rides. Last week, we built this Sissy bar. Now we have to build a bracket for the taillight and license plate. Let's get started. So this is the taillight that we're going to use for the motorcycle. It's an LED taillight. It's by K&S Accessories. I'll put a link to it in the description. It is the driver's side Ford Model A 1928 to 31. It has the integrated stop in the brake light, and then it has the LED running light as well as the light on the bottom for the license plate. It's 2-wire 12 volt. I have roughed out on some construction paper what the mount is going to look like. The way that I did that was I just traced the license plate, then I went above it, took the headlight, placed it on there so that it wouldn't be covering up any of the license plate. And that's going to be the mounting point. So then I just found the distance between the holes as well as the width at the back and created this little bracket here. So we're going to use this as our template when we cut it out of the metal. So let's go over to the workbench and we'll get it cut out of metal. So I have this piece of 3/16 mild steel. That's what we're going to use for the bracket. Yes, it's probably overkill, but that's okay. I don't want the headlight bouncing around. So we'll take our template, and of course it's a little bit small for the template, so I'm going to make a cut across here and then I'll weld that on later. So we'll take this, put it on our piece of metal, and then I'm going to trace it out. Okay, I've got a new Sharpie. Okay, so then take this over to the vise, set up the grinder and the cutting wheel, and we'll get this cut out. Always use a full face mask. These grinding wheels like this, these 1/8" grinding wheels, have a tendency to get pinched or caught and explode. I've seen way too many face and hand injuries from people that were not wearing full face masks. Please do this. It's a serious safety concern if you don't. And always gloves as well. Now that I have it roughly cut out, I'm going to use the 4.5" grinder with a 1/4" wheel, and we're going to round everything off and get it shaped up. Okay, there we go. Okay, now that we have the license plate bracket cut out, we're going to cut out this taillight bracket. Okay, so I'm going to have to do a cutout in the middle of this bracket to accommodate the wiring that goes through. So we'll cut this out. Okay, just like that. Okay, and trace this. Now, using a drill bit, I'm going to drill some holes in there. Well, we got the drilling done. I'm gonna get my Dremel tool out and probably use a barrel sander on this. All right, we've got our mount. the center cutout for our back. Now we need to drill our holes so that we can attach it to this plate. I'm gonna take our pattern here, put it on like this, and I'm just gonna use a piece of tape to attach it like so. And now we just need our punch to punch these points in it where we're gonna drill the holes. Okay, using our center punch and a hammer, we'll get it centered on here. Now we'll get our drill out and drill those holes. We're gonna pilot them first. And our little bolts here, these are 1/4 inch. Our pilot will be much smaller to start with. Okay, let's move over to the bike. We'll get this set. I'll set the angle on this, and then I'm just gonna tack it into place. All right, here we go. Thinking about like that. Get a clamp on these. Okay, and then we'll take some measurements, make sure everything's square with that. So side to side, just under 1/2 that way, and just under 1/2 that way. 1 7/8 and 1 and so we gotta bring this right side down just a little bit. Well, that looks pretty damn close. I'm happy with that. Let me grab the welder. We'll get it tacked on. It's damn close to level. All right, now our light. Okay, so that's kind of an idea there. I like how that looks. That is damn near perfect right there. All right, since it's sitting stable on here, I'm just gonna weld it right on there. So that's it for today. Just a quick video making this license plate bracket. Don't forget, like and subscribe, and I will see you next week on Weekend Adventure Rides.